Hello Danny, thank you for your time. As we're all aware, it's been a tough time, but it seems to be a bit of optimism returning to the club with the return of football next Friday. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it's a football club, so I suppose everything we do is always geared up, to compete, play matches. The Optimism is a game. It's a playoff game. It's behind closed doors. So the optimism is based on the football side and that we're back. The rest of what we need to do is still before us. But yeah, rather than saying optimism, I think there's more, perhaps some more. There's green shoots, and from that, hopefully, we can begin the recovery.
So we've been adjusting to a new normal here at the club, and so have the fans. They've been throughout us with the tough times ahead, with initiatives like the 500 Club and a face in the crowd filling the East End. Do you have a message to give to them?
I never have a message for the Wood Army. We've been there. I've been here 21 seasons, and most of them have been with me. Every step of the way. So there'll be memories as well. When you enter things like playoffs, you remember those who aren't here. You remember the people who've helped you build the club along the way. From my president, Bill O'Neill, to people like Peter Smith, and and the ones that we've lost. Jeff's scoreboard will be on. There was a supporter that we lost a few years back. Little Colin's memory will be in my mind. His first and last game to ever see us in the National League was Halifax, when we beat them 3-1 in our first ever game in the conference. So there's ironies as well that Halifax are our opponents on Friday. One of our lucky escapes when we were relegated was at the demise of Halifax, which was a very sad time for them. They went bankrupt and were demoted, and in the pyramid we were the highest ranked team who'd been relegated, so we were saved. So there's lots of ironies that we're playing Halifax here, in a playoff game on Friday. They've got fantastic supporters. I very much like their chairman and the people behind the scenes. But obviously there can be only one winner. So getting back to your question, messages to our supporters is really, we'll give it everything we got. They know that. We've been in playoffs many times. We've only ever lost one game. It just happened to be at Wembley to Tranmere. We were down to 10 men and we battered them for 89 minutes. They got out their half 3 times, scored twice, and they had the lad Norwood, who was the best player on the park. And so yeah, we'll go into the playoffs knowing what we've got to do. We'll be strong. The pitch will be prepared. It'll be perfect. Halifax will be prepared, they'll be ready, we'll be prepared, we'll be ready, and may the best team win. So no messages, just, watch it on the telly, listen to it on the radio, and I'm sure two good clubs and 2 great sets of players will do their best.
You mentioned the narrow defeat to Tranmere that we faced 2 years ago. The current preparations for Friday, how do they compare to 2 years ago with the club, the squad and the management teams?
The manager's 2 years wiser. The squad's better. It's also, this is just a one-off cup competition. The league was finished in mid-March. We're now in mid-July. There's no comparison. There's no tiredness. This is a pre-season competition. We've all been asked to put our squads back together. And there's I'm sure there'll be a freshness to Halifax and a freshness to the Boreham Wood squads. But when you hit the playoffs normally, you got to, you're tired. There's injuries. There's a multitude of things to consider. I mean, some clubs have overspent on their budget. There's a pressure that they have to win the playoffs. So there's all manner of different sort of circumstances and factors that have no bearing come Friday. This is 6 teams. This is there's two quarterfinals. There's 2 semi-finalists waiting for us. One being Harrogate, one being Notts County. We know Yeovil and Barnet is going to be a fantastic game, and I think Boreham with Halifax is going to be a great game. But no comparisons really. This is a one-off playoff sort of cup competition that hopefully we'll never have to do again. Hopefully, pandemic or whatever, we're never in this situation again.
Last time you spoke to Grant, you said we had 9 to 10 players from the original squad. Do you have an update on where you are with that? I do have an update. We're strong. There's the update. We're strong. We're stronger than we was going into our previous National League playoff games. I can't give you the exact figures yet. We were waiting on one concession from the league in terms of a secondary goalkeeper, not a starter, which was declined. So we have to revisit that, and I'm revisiting that with Luke in the next hour or two. So what I can tell you is to our supporters, I told them in the previous interview we'd be ready. I told them we'd be strong, and we'll be ready, and we'll be strong, and the update that will come when I've spoken with the chief exec, when I've spoken to the gaffer. We've got everything confirmed with the leagues, with the FA, and we're ready to announce. And when we announce, everyone should expect us to be strong. So that's the update I can give you. And on the last point is, if the playoffs go the way we hope and the way we want, the season tickets will have a lot more value, with it being the chance of an EFL side. It currently runs out on the 21st of July. How would you explain to fans how good a value the season ticket could be? Again,
I wouldn't explain. They know, £145, or is it £45? I think it is. It might be £149, but it's amazing value, regardless of whether it's National League or whatever. We believe we'll be back playing league football in September with a limited crowd. It gives them the opportunity to be a part of that. We're only selling 500 season tickets regardless. So the 21st, whether we've sold 500 or not, that's the end of the offer. It won't be repeated. It's an amazing offer. And they've been fantastic. Those who want to take it up, take it up. Those who don't, I totally understand that. There's been a pandemic. There is a pandemic. Some people haven't got the money. They have other priorities. They've come on board with the 50-50 club. You know, the messages and the letters and the things that some people have done have been amazing. You know, so Richard, if you're listening to this or watching this, thank you. You know, these are people who've made contributions to the club. You know, I've had people in America, you know, sponsoring, you know, the testing of the players. You know, these are fantastic people. Alan Swan's gone in and made a donation. I've got people, old friends of mine, who took their season ticket up just because we're old mates. And so no, what I am looking forward to is win or lose against Halifax. What I am looking forward to is on the 18th, on the Saturday, we're going to open our doors for the first time to the public in the stadium, and all social distance. And as you know, we've had the safety advisory group here, and we've made sure, you know, that we're compliant with everything we do. The players have been tested. But I miss my community. I haven't seen them for months and months and months. I'm a local lad. This is the end of my 21st season. So I'm looking forward to that as well. You know, if we beat Halifax, or we're fortunate enough to do that, it's still going to be exciting because we'll be talking then about going to Harrogate. But if we haven't, then we talk about what we're going to get ready for next year. So there's so much, you know, for us to look forward to, but there's also so much for us to be wary of. We're not out of the woods yet. You know, we can have second spikes. You know, we've got to make sure that everything we do has a social responsibility to our community and to everybody. There's local charities we've got to make sure that we, you know, keep supporting. We've got to make sure that when we open up, we're not opening up, you know, it's not like a trip down Soho or Brompton Street and London going crazy, that this is all calculated and done in a way that, you know, mums and dads can bring, you know, nan and granddad and the kids and you know, families can you know, have a lemonade, a packet of crisps, and dad or granddad can have a beer and they feel safe. You know, we've got one-way systems and the bars all done with security and safety in mind. Then they walk into the stadium and they find areas where they can socially distance and feel safe. So there's all those things. They're the green shoots I'm talking about. They're the things that we need to do. But it's all, you know, as you know, all my football supporters, it's just about the playoffs. What can we do? Can we get through? How do we get on? You know, what would next season look like, you know? And again, my manager, and for me, he's the best young manager outside the Football League. He's been with me 15 years. Most of my staff have been with me, you know, 20 years, you know. What about yourself? This is your first interview. You know, we're taking on new members of staff. We've got a new safety officer that's you know, been factored in. New media and communications manager. You know, so lots and lots of positives, but only because of the people who've supported us. You know, the sponsors have been amazing. I could go on really, you know, but the truth of the matter is, it's probably best I'll be quiet now and end this interview.
Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. God bless.